my magic beauties, it's your girl Missy Magic, and I'm back with another episode of In the Life with Missy Magic. To my new people, hey y'all, I'm Missy Magic. To my returning people, welcome back y'all.
2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, baby, later you could show me things.
So as y'all read by the title, I am trying something new for my channel. Now I did a poll on YouTube. Let's see when I did this poll. So I did this poll 10 days ago, and nobody voted for the story time, but my girl commented, and I'm gonna put her I'm gonna put her channel right here, so make sure y'all go like, comment, and subscribe. She commented and was like, do all of them. So I'm just starting with the top of the list. The top of the list is the story time. So I've been very hesitant about doing story times because I feel like when I do story times, it kind of let y'all in a little bit more, and I didn't know if I was ready for that or not, but here I am. So we're just gonna take it to the next level whether I'm ready or not. So as y'all read by the title, I'm doing a story time on how my first love was my first heartbreak. So before we get into the story, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So y'all probably gonna see me like on my phone on and off because I just want to get like facts and like accurate dates and all of that. Everything is not gonna be too accurate because I don't remember dates like that, but it was October 31st. It was Halloween of 2018. So when I was in college, one of my jobs was Dollar General. So at the time I was working at Dollar General, and when you work at Dollar General, you have to check vendors in, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Lay's, you know, the people that bring like the skins and just different vendors that bring items to our store that don't come on our truck. We had to check them in. So most times you have the same vendors every time, so y'all kind of like gain a little relationship because y'all see each other so often. Like, you know, depending on how busy the store is, like your Pepsi guy might come 3 times a week, so that means you seeing the same person 3 times a week, especially if you got the same schedule and you work the 3 times that they come. You gonna gain like a smaller relationship with them, you know. Y'all gonna be able to do small talk or whatever. So this one particular guy worked for Coke. So I'm gonna call him the Coke man. He worked for Coke, but mind y'all, I told y'all, every time we have a vendor, most times it's the same vendor, and then if it's somebody different, it's just gonna be them two being swapped. Now this Coke man came in, never seen him before, so maybe he was filling in a route for somebody else, whatever. So I had went to go check him in or whatever, and I was telling my manager, I was like, I hope this man know what he doing, so you know we can do what we need to do so I can get back to work. And then she was like, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing, he's been doing this for a long time. So we get to talking, and he asked me if I had good credit, yada yada yada. Mind y'all, back in 2018 I did have good credit, but back in 2018 I'm not used to no man asking me if I got good credit. You know, I'm 24 now, so back in 2018 I was how old? I think I was 20. Yeah, I was 20 back in 2018 on Halloween. So you know, we had a great conversation. You know, he had me smiling the whole time. It's not hard to make me smile. I'm not like a, you know, friendly female when I'm like in a relationship to where like, you know, any man could just, you know, get me out my drawers or whatever the case may be. But you know, the older that you get, you realize, you know, what kind of, you know, networks you can build when you are just like friendly and just have a, you know, genuine friendly conversation, nothing more, nothing less. So yeah, he had me smiling the whole time. We had a good conversation, and I never saw him again. So that does mean that he was filling in with somebody else and running somebody else's route that day. So I ended up getting transferred to a completely different Dollar General to work at. So I think I started working in this Dollar General maybe like a few months later. Y'all, it was a few months later. When it was time for the Coke man to come in and somebody check him in, it was the Coke man from my old store. The one that I had only seen one time, and that was that. And so the new store that I had get transferred to, they were pretty busy, so the Coke man would come twice, you know, twice a week. And I later found out that was his actual route because I would see him twice a week. And so since you know, I was seeing him twice a week, you know, you start, you know, gaining genuine, you know, relationships with your business, you know, where you could just have small talk or whatever. So that's how it was with this guy. So me and this coke man, we had a great relationship. We could just talk about everything from the time that, like, you know, he's in the store. So like, he would go stock his product and I would literally just stand there and talk to him until he leave. So he'll probably be in there. It just depends on how much product he had. The new store I was at, it was a very busy store, so he'd be in there for like an hour or so. So yeah, I just go sit there, not even doing my job, and go talk to him or whatever. So one day, he was like, what time you get off? And I was like, 2. And he was like, if I give you some money, can you go give me some lunch? I'll buy you some lunch too. I was like, yeah, cool, that's cool, nothing wrong with me. He was like, let me give you my number so you can call me, and I can tell you exactly where to drop the food off at. I'm like, okay. Why did you fall for Missy Magic? That was his way to get you, and he got you. Anyways, so that day I had went and got us something from this barbecue place, and that's when he told me what store he was, you know, stocking. And so I went to that store and dropped his food off. I think we had small talk, and then, you know, that was that. We kept just being friends, just having good conversations, and it had got to a point where we had gotten so close we had started going out together. Like, and the only thing we would do when we go out together is literally just go out to eat and have drinks. So that's all we did. And then when we go out to drink for drinks and to eat, we'll just talk. We'll just talk. That's all it was. Fast forward to May of 2019. I went over his house for the very first time. Now mind y'all, because I left this detail out, this man was 15 years older than me. So at the time I was 20, he was 35. Yes, don't judge a girl. But yes, he was 15 years older than me, and I was 20. He was 35. With 4 kids and 3 baby mamas. Yeah, I left all of that out. Anyways, fast forward to May of 2019. I went to his house for the very first time. And we just, you know, took shots. I got too drunk. I ended up spending the night over there. Nothing happened, and that was that. So, we just continued to stay friends, even after me, you know, going over his house that one time. I just went over his house that one time, and that was that. So we just kept just going out to eat and having our drinks while we out to eat, and that was that. So the whole time that we were like friends and going out to eat and having drinks, he had a girlfriend that I didn't know anything about. So let me look at my phone so I can tell y'all the dates. I knew about her, but it was a long time before I found out about her. Like, he would vent to me about her, but it took him a long time to like open up about her. So let me just say that I'm not gonna do no type of lying out here. So it was November of 2019 when I had went out with Tyra. We had all went out for Tyra's birthday. It was coming up. It was like a day or two before her birthday. So we had went out. We was in college, and they was having this little get together at this hookah bar. So we went out, had us some drinks, had us some shots, and we had a good time. I get a call from an Atlanta number. Now mind y'all, I don't usually like just answer phone calls. Well, back then I did, because I answered the 404 number, and y'all, it's this man's girlfriend. So y'all remember I told y'all he is 35. She was like 46. My mama age. Calling me on some woman-to-woman ass shit. I'm like, hold on. First off, we don't got nothing going on. We just friends, and that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's always been. She didn't believe me. She didn't believe anything I was saying. Like, she wouldn't give me a chance to talk. I couldn't speak at all. I couldn't get how I was feeling and what I was thinking out. It was just her running her mouth. I said, you know what? You have a good night. And I hung up on her, because you're not about to ruin my night. And that's the thing, like, you like twice my age and you acting like how I should be acting. that's how I knew, like, and I should have known then, like, if you dealing with a woman like this, that kind of shows like what your type is. So yeah, and I had called him afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. First off, we don't even have nothing going on for me to be sitting here talking to your girlfriend, explaining anything to her. You know, I let her talk and run her mouth for the whole time, but I'm not doing it. I told her to have a good night, and I hung up on her, and she did not call me back that night. So December of 2019, mind you, I told y'all he got 4 kids, but one lives like somewhere else. So he needed somebody to watch 2 of his kids. He was like, you can come to my house, they got food and outlet, and he didn't have no babysitter. He was like, I don't really trust folks with my kids, but I trust you, can you watch them for me? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, you know. So I think I got my laptop, all my school stuff, took it over there so I can work on my school stuff while, you know, with them. Yeah, his kids loved me. But when it was time, when he had got home from work that night, mind you, it was December 2019, when he had got home from work, he was asking the kids, he was like, he had his kids call me TT. He was asking the kids, he was like, do y'all want TT to leave? And they're like, no, don't leave. And so that's when it all started. I had stayed with him probably like 4 or 5 days in a row. My roommates hadn't seen me. I probably came home to like get clothes to pack for the whole time that I was gonna be there. But that's where it started. That's when it started, December 2019. My job, we had been friends the whole 2019. And that's when like the lover part started. So when I was at his house doing these 4 or 5 days, when I was staying at his house, he told me that he was in love with me. Red flag number 2. How he get you again, Missy Magic? So I feel like he was like manipulating me, you know, into believing that he was in love with me just so that he can get me how he wanted to get me. So he told me he was in love with me, and I instantly just ran to the bathroom and literally bawled my eyes out. Like I bawled, cried, because I'm telling him, I'm like, I never had no man tell me this, I never had no man feel this way about me, yada yada yada. He saw me at my weakest, y'all. He saw me in my most vulnerable state, and he took off and he ran with it, literally. And it's like, why would I even fall for that? You knew this man, you know, had what he had going on with his girlfriend. Why would you even get involved? As soon as he came home that day after work, when I was done watching his kids, I should have just left. Be like, nope, I gotta go to the library, I got a study group. I should have just came up with some kind of excuse to just leave. I didn't. So fast forward to January of 2020. It was Alexis's birthday. I didn't even, you know, spend her birthday with her because I was with him and his kids. And looking back on it, I feel really bad, you know. But I'm glad Alexis is a very forgivable person. But yeah, I spent so much time with him and his kids. We had went ice skating, we had went out to eat, went to Nashville. We did all kind of things together as like a family, I guess you would say. So the whole time he was going back and forth with me and this 46-year-old lady, which is something that I should have expected. But y'all gotta remember, I am freaking 21 at the time, you know. 21, dealing with a 36-year-old man who is manipulating me, lying to me, cheating on me. Technically not cheating on me because he never asked me to be his girlfriend. But yeah, he's just going back and forth between me and this lady. And March of 2020 came, and he told me that he had went over his ex's house and he took the kids over her house so that his kids could play with her kids. That is when I threw in the towel, because I'm like, why didn't you tell me that you was going over there? You know, what were y'all doing while the kids were playing? I didn't know anything. And so I'm like, if you with this lady, you know, if you trust her, you could have just dropped the kids off and you just did your own thing, or you could have been with me, whatever the case may be, you know. You didn't have to stay. So y'all either was talking, doing extracurricular activities, something outside of the kids, you know. So don't try to make it about the kids. You just took them, you just went over there so you could take the kids to play. No, that's not it. You probably did take them over there, but you had alternative motives. So once he told me, and he told me very casually, he was like, yeah, I took the kids over H house. I'm gonna call her H. Yeah, I took the kids over H house so they could play. And so right then and there, that's when I was like, oh yeah, this man is not gonna change. You know, if he's 36 acting like that, still lying, still cheating, he's not gonna change, especially not for no 21-year-old. And I even left out a detail, like back in 2019, I even went to his hometown with him, which was like 45 minutes from where we stayed. Went to his hometown with him, was around his family and everything. And in my head, I'm thinking like, why am I here and not his ex? Or why is H not here? You know, if this your girl. Anyways, back to the story. So when he told me, casually told me that, you know, he was at his ex house, I was like, yeah, I'm done. And I told him that. I was like, you know what? I'm done. But I still, you know, I still was going over there. I was working like really like first shift, because that's when the pandemic had first started. Classes wasn't on campus no more. So I was working like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Best shift, by the way. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. like every day. And he was working night shift. So as soon as I get off at 2 p.m., I'll go to his house, spend a few hours with him, and then I'll go home. But once April came and I had met this new guy at my job, that's when I knew it was completely over for this situation. Because I was being really sneaky. Like when I would go to his house after work, I'd leave my phone in the car, because there was a time where he figured out my password and he went through my phone while I was asleep. So I started to leave my phone in the car, and I still go over there, spend time with him and all of that. June 2020 roll around, he found out I got somebody new. He doesn't like it at all. What's the issue, baby? You've been going back and forth with me and H for, you know, months now, and now when I decide to finally leave you and move forward with my life, it's a problem. Yeah, you can say H can have you. She can handle all of that, baby. So once that happened, he still, you know, he didn't want to like stop dealing with me, even though I told him like, I'm dealing with somebody else in the picture. I don't want you anymore. I've been there, I've done that. You don't deserve me, and I'm not dealing with that anymore. So we ended up I stopped talking to him, because I'm like, you don't even deserve to even have me in your life as a friend anymore. So I stopped talking to him, blocked him and everything. November 2020 come, I'm in Vegas for Tyra's birthday, and his baby mama calls me. She calls me, but I don't answer. But she texts me saying, something's wrong with the coke man. I think you need to reach out to him. He's not telling me anything, and I think he'll be able to open up if you just reach out to him. So I'm thinking it's something serious. I'm thinking it's like life or death, you know. It ain't like I don't just not care about to do it no more. I unblock him, I call him. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong at all. I'm like, you just wasted my time. So 2021 rolls around, January 2021, and I had blocked him again, and I was in a relationship at this time. So I had got this long paragraph early in the morning. I think it was like 4, 5 in the morning, and at that time I was still working an early job, so I had seen it at probably 7, 8 in the morning. It was like a long paragraph, and it was from his best friend. You know, me and his best friend had our own relationship or whatever. It was from his best friend. We're gonna call him R. And I called him because he told me to call him at the end of his, you know, paragraph. He was like, I think you really need to talk to Coke Man. He is truly sorry. He didn't really mean all the things he said. He wished he could take back all the things he did, how he made you feel, yada, yada, yada. So I blocked him again, and I called him like, listen, I'm in a relationship. I need you to stop calling me. because I'm not taking you back. Stop texting me. I don't want any dealings with you. So this same exact day, it was in June of 2021, because I had court that day. I changed my number that same day. June 2021, I changed my number. He has tried to reach out to me on Facebook. I blocked him on Facebook. Fast forward to October 2022. He found where I work. He sent an edible arrangement to my job. It's like he's very persistent with trying to get me back, and that's why I just, I don't really like giving second chances, only to someone that I just know truly deserves it and know they'll just really treat me right. But I don't even care about, all the effort you put in to try to find me or to try to speak with me or whatever the case may be. You had your chance, and if you knew that you were already dealing with somebody, you should have never manipulated me into thinking, you were all for me by telling me you were in love with me back in 2019. So yeah, I didn't tell y'all. I gave y'all pretty much enough details to where y'all can like kind of figure it out. But how I knew I was heartbroken, it was literally like months on down the line, and like I was driving in my car. It was nighttime. Maybe I Deserved by Tank came on, and I just busted out crying, like bawling, crying like somebody had just got sent to the hospital for being shot or something, and they on their deathbed. Literally bawling, crying, because I'm literally listening to the words that Tank said. Like, a lot of men do deserve those things that he was mentioning in that song, and I'm like, wow, I feel this in my heart, in my soul. And how I knew, he was my first love is because he was my best friend. I feel like I could tell him everything. Literally, the love that I had for him, I've never had for any other man. I kept taking him back after he kept hurting me, kept lying to me, kept not treating me the way I deserved to be treated. And at the time, I felt like I couldn't live without him and his love, and that's how I knew then that I was in deep and I was really in love with this man. And how I knew he was my first heartbreak is because I was so emotional about the situation. And when I'm hurt, I can literally feel it in my chest, and I felt that hurt in my chest, and I never want to feel that hurt ever again. That's why I'm just not scared to fall in love again. I just pray that I fall in love with the right guy next time. But that's my first story time for y'all. Hopefully I went in detail enough for y'all. This is my first time doing the story time, so I tried, and I hope y'all enjoyed my story time. At the end of the day, baby girl, you are the prize. Don't never let a man play with you, because you are that, and you deserve everything that you want in a man. And if a man does not have what you want in a man, don't settle for any man. Because at the end of the day, there's plenty of men out here. There is one man specifically made for us by God, and you'll know when that man, you'll know when it's that man. If a man puts you through a lot of things and continuously lying and cheating and hurting you, that's not the man meant for you, because God is not gonna send a man who is for you to hurt you. Just keep that in mind, y'all out here dealing with these men. Because I have had my fair share of no good men, and I have plenty of stories to tell, and I have plenty of knowledge to share, and I'm willing to share it with y'all. Just know your worth, ladies, and don't settle. I don't care how much you think you love him, don't settle. That's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next episode of In the Life with me, C Magic. I'm in prison, yeah, straight out of the trenches, yeah, yeah. My niggas